Hey everybody, it took about 3 weeks off, close to 4 weeks, but I'm up here now in Mount Shasta, California, pretty close to the Oregon border, and I'm going to be heading south, trying to make up all those miles that I just skipped. Gorgeous area out here. It's the trail behind me. Oh, and check it out. That's my mom waving and my aunt, and they drove me up, and they're joining me on this little section. Well, I mean, from the parking lot to the trailhead, but we stayed in Mount Shasta last night, and they've been helping out. So there's some bugs, I guess, but so they're here, and really appreciative of them coming up and helping out, and just about to head out, but figured I'd give them a little shout out. So I will catch you guys in the next one. I just left the trailhead. I'm now in Castle Crags Wilderness, and it's like walking through Endor for all you Star Wars fans. It's just incredible. 3 weeks off, and pack's really heavy. I've got about 6 days of food, and it's warm. There's a heat wave going on right now. It's supposed to get up into the mid 90s today. It's about 9:30, I think, right now. 9:30, 10-ish, about 10, and it's starting to get warm, but I've got a lot of nice cover. I'm just by a creek. Oh, speaking of which, look at this beautiful little guy. Look at that. So nice. Goes down, feeds into the bigger river. With all this moisture comes humidity, so I'm already quite damp, and it's a heavy pack. My left knee it's a little sore. I can feel the grinding a little bit. I did purchase 2 knee braces, just little straps that go around just below the kneecap to help stabilize the knee, hopefully reduce some of that pain. But so far working pretty well. I can only imagine with this heavy pack and being off trail so long what it would feel like without it, so I'm really happy I did that. Probably looking at about a 40-pound pack, 40 pounds plus. I did get some new gear. Probably saw I'm wearing pants now. Reports are that the bugs are out, and with all this overgrowth, you know, just having my legs covered, it's going to be nice, although warm. They are convertible pants, so I can, you know, turn them into shorts when I need to, so that's cool. The only thing is that now I'm wearing underwear, and I can already feel a new source of chafe, so I'm going to be taking care of that ASAP so it doesn't turn into something worse that I was dealing with earlier. So I'll be monitoring that a little bit more closely. It's in a different area, and I don't know if it's going to turn into anything, but I may be able to compensate with a different stride or gait. We'll see. This looks like poison oak lining the trail. So good thing I'm immune to it, because I'd have to be walking much more carefully, and right now I'm just kind of bumbling along. But I mean, this is just gorgeous, and the trail's covered in little pine needles, so it's nice and soft. This is just amazing out here. I am really excited to be back. Such a different environment from where I left, and so I think for me to go back, trace the trail south, and hopefully meet up where I left at Walker Pass. I mean, by the time I get back into that environment that I was so accustomed to, it'll be a welcome change from all of this. Here we go. I'm probably going to be taking a ton of video and pictures today, just because we back out here. And it's just incredible. I'm so happy to be back. Look at those trees. Castle Crags and Mount Shasta. Alright, well I thought I was out of rattlesnake country, but there's one right there on the rock. Sunning himself. Let me see if I can zoom in. Here, he rattled at me a little bit. Yep. Look at him shaking so much because I feel like I'm gonna throw up. My adrenaline's going, it's hot. Oh my god, there's two of them. Do you see that? There's two. I don't know if they're mating or what, but I'm getting out of here. So I am just south. I forgot that I'm a Sobo now. So I'm just south of Dunsmuir. Give you a little recap of yesterday, since this is such a nice cruisy spot and so beautiful. It's just incredible how lush and green everything is. So recap of yesterday, started hiking around 9:30, just before 10, and super heavy backpack, way too much food, but I also want to keep my calorie intake up so I'm not losing weight. So really heavy, and then it was really hot. There's a heat wave going on in this area, and it gets up to the mid 90s, and it's very still air. And because it's so lush and there is a lot of water, you might be able to hear the river, my next water source. Came up on that pretty quick actually. Because of all the moisture, it's very humid and kind of muggy, but it's still calm air. So I just was sweating it up yesterday. I didn't sleep well the night before. Got to bed late. We had to leave by 4 a.m. so I was up at 3:30. But got on the trail, and within the first couple hours I was already feeling lightheaded and dizzy. So I sat down, I drank some water, I ate some food. I haven't really had an appetite, but the good news is that I'm able to force myself to eat, and it's staying down. So like this morning I had a quarter of a block of cheese, so probably about, 2 ounces of cheese, and then probably about 15 to 20 slices of salami on a tortilla. So tons of calories, but it's kind of hard to eat. I want to get rid of the heavy food first, so I'm eating all that. That was breakfast and dinner last night, just trying to get rid of those salamis and cheese because they're melting like crazy too. Wow, look at that. Incredible. Oh my goodness. Just look at that. I actually met a guy who was hiking with Crunchmaster. His name's Happy Cowboy. He was one of the first groups to go through the Sierra. And so he was giving me a lot of advice. And now what I'm trying to do is hop from water source to water source without really carrying any water, very little. Mosquitoes are out. Very little water. So then he just camels up at each source, doesn't carry any water, and then he continues on that way. It feels good today. I feel much better. My body already feels kind of back in the routine. He showed me some stretches to stretch out my hip. Oh, I'm doing it right now. Oh, it feels so good.
Oh, I'm doing it right now. Oh, it feels so good.
And he said that will take care of a lot of my knee pain. So he said it's like IT banditis or something. He's actually a physical therapist in Canada. So he was giving me some really great advice, and So I'm going to take some of it right now by drinking some water, and I'll catch you in the next one. I am down at, I think it's McCloud River. There's a couple, but just down here. I saw a snake in the water, but it slithered away somewhere. As you can see, there's snakes literally everywhere. This guy is just chilling on a rock in the river. I don't think he's venomous, but I'm not gonna hang out to discover for myself. Don't really feel like getting bit today. But he's pretty hard to see, as you can see. He's just chilling right down in there. It's just amazingly beautiful down here, just underneath this bridge. I'm gonna pick up some water and filter it, camel up, and then head on out to the next spot. I think the next water is about 4 miles, so should be a couple of hours. Get into my camp around 6:37 if I sit here for a little bit. I want to cool off. It's been a really hot day.
So hot.
So that's it for now. That's where I came from. That's where I'm going. There should be a campsite pretty close. So I'm almost home for the night. Heard reports that these deer go around looking for salt. So that includes your pee. They took, here's another one. They took, there was one group where they took a pant leg from his convertible pants and, oh, he's probably eating poop. They took his pant leg, they dragged one guy's pole, they grabbed the strap, and they're not even afraid at all. Not even a little bit. Look, what are you gonna do? What? Oh, you are a little afraid. They'll walk right up to your tent. I guess they went under the vestibule and chewed a hole in one guy's backpack, trying to get at his Cliff Bar. They love pee. So as soon as I took a pee last night and this morning, one just came out of nowhere and just started eating it. I was making this morning, and one ran over and was rushing me. See, so they don't really like people, but they're not really afraid. These are some of the bravest deer I've ever seen. Yeah, they love Sweat. He's probably smelling me and he's like, oh man, let me just lick you for a little bit. So they ran off with a bunch of people's stuff. Oh, geez. That's what he was looking at. This big one. Okay. So they're all over the place this morning. Another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 down there. And so this looks like a nice little established spot that they're now going through, maybe finding scraps of food, poops and cat holes, pee. They really love the salt. I mean, it's hot, but it's not dry out here. It's just hot. Maybe they just don't have a real good source for salt. Whereas like in the more deserty sections, I think a lot of the rocks maybe have salt and they can just lick that. I don't know. But so last night, after hearing how the deer took away one guy's pole, he never found it. They chewed on the straps. I don't have straps on my poles, but they could have chewed on that cork, and I didn't want that. So I slept with everything inside my tent, and I left one vestibule open so that I could see out. And so I don't know if any came near me last night, but I kept hearing stuff, and so I slept terribly Probably running on just a couple hours of sleep. It's kind of steep coming in here. Give me a second. Let you guys share the excitement of a new water source. Seeing it for the first time. Come around this corner and oh my goodness. First, all these butterflies. And look at that. What a beaut. This stretch of the trail has just been incredible. Lots of water, really cool scenery, and now I'm going to try to cross this bridge. So I'm going to try to do it one-handed. Easy peasy. All right, so this is Deer Creek. I'm gonna sit down, have a little food, camel up a little bit, and I will catch you in the next one. Here's the trail. Continues on that way. I think you can see it. Continue on. You know the trees, but then look at this. These views just keep getting better and better. Shasta out there. And then behind me right there, even in this heat, a little waterfall. It's coming down. Right across the trail. I know before I was showing you some mountains saying that it was Mount Shasta, but no, there's Mount Shasta. I'm up in the mountains, and check it out, more snow. It's June 14th, and there's a 3-mile section coming up where the trail is completely gone, that it's under like 6 feet of snow still. So it's an interesting year, for sure, but well, and it's over 90 degrees right now, so I don't know what's going on. I'm very hot, sweaty, and tired, but I've only got a couple more miles to go, and look at that. Trail looks pretty easy. Don't fall down there. Alright, so today was a mess. I knew I was going to hit snow, and I was trying to camp just in front of it. But it turns out that the campsite that everybody was recommending, one guy told me it was right before, but it was covered in bees and super exposed, and I got there early, and it was in like the 90s today, and so I didn't want to stop. It was just too hot, and then so I kept going, and hit the snow, didn't put my micro spikes on, and everybody was saying, oh, follow the ridge, and they were coming from the other way, and so that means there was like a ridge road that wasn't the PCT. They were saying follow that. I thought they meant follow the actual ridge, and so I bushwhacked up to the top and got myself into a really dangerous situation, and I fell down a hill, and I couldn't go back the way I came. It was too dangerous, so I had to keep going down, and it was really bad. I'm lucky, honestly, to be alive. I'm lucky that I don't have, I mean, maybe not that exaggerated, but I'm lucky that I don't have worse injuries. As you can see, I've got a nice bug bite, and I'm kind of dirty, and my ankle is nice and swollen compared to the other one. And I got a nice gash as well as all of that. It was demoralizing. I'm now in just some random spot in between snow patches. There's snow like right outside my tent that's melting, and then further up you can kind of see a bigger patch, I think. But I got a nice, I mean, hopefully it's nice. My only concern is that there's bears, so I'm not even going to eat dinner tonight just because I don't want smell. I have to do the first aid, so, you know, that's a smellable, but, I mean, I have to do that. I can't get an infection, and these look pretty bad, and they're pretty dirty already, so I need to do that right now. Put some Neosporin on them. I'm just beat up right now. It's been tough, but... Oh, and there's so many bugs. You can probably hear them. There's been bumblebees. I got stung twice today by bumblebees. There's just all these flies, mosquitoes. Over the snow, there were swarms of mosquitoes so thick. They were like a black cloud, and they were just getting everywhere. I might have got... Looks like I got a bit on the face. There's probably more. They're probably all over my body. Put on some chapstick. I was dehydrated. I'm going to have to ration my water, but if worse comes to worse, I can always melt snow. I just don't want to. The view's been amazing, though. So, a little bit longer, and it's going to be sunset, and I'm going to get out there and get Shasta, Mount Shasta, in the sunset. Sorry, I was checking my teeth just to see if there's anything there. They look pretty clean. I'll catch you in the next one. I will catch you guys in the next one. I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you guys in the next one. I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next one. Anyways, I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next one. Catch you in the next one. I'll catch you guys in the next one.